Okay, it's going to spend a little bit of time solving trigonometric equations. This one we have cosine cubed x over sine of x is equal to cotan of x. And it's hard to figure out where to start sometimes. The thing that I looked at here that stuck out to me when I started to pursue this problem was I was like, you know what? I have this sine of x down here. And I'm looking at this and saying, what do I know about cotan of x? So see if you can come along with me with this. I said cosine cubed x. Remember, cosine cubed x is cosine x times cosine x times cosine x, and the cubed is just there for convention. Sine x. So what I'm saying to you is the replacement value for cotan of x is cosine x over sine x. Why am I using parentheses? So if I rewrite it this way, hopefully you can see that we start to get something here. Right? And we can cross out these two things. If it makes you feel better, we can multiply the whole thing by sine of x. If we multiply the whole thing by sine of x, we would get cosine cubed x is equal to cosine x. And here, I think we can see that where this is true, but I'm going to go ahead and break this thing out anyway. Now I'm going to solve this by moving everything to the left-hand side. I'm going to just say that cosine cubed x minus cosine x. Hopefully you can see where I got that. I just moved this cosine x over to here. And then I'm going to factor out cosine of x. So I have cosine x times cosine squared x, right? If I multiply this times this, I get that back, minus 1 is equal to 0. Now I'm going to use a Pythagorean identity over here. So this here is just Pythag ID. And you should know your Pythagorean identities. And the one I'm using is based on this is cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta is equal to 1. If I move this over, if I move the sine to this side and the 1 to this side, look at this for a second. What do I get? Cosine squared theta. Oh, shoot. I switched from x's to thetas. Can you forgive me? I'm going to go back to x's, but it means the same thing, doesn't it? Sorry. Minus 1 is equal to opposite sine squared theta. So I'm going to replace this whole thing, and I'm going to say cosine x times negative or opposite sine squared x is equal to 0. And now we just have to look and figure out where is this true. So what we're going to figure out here is we're going to use zero product property here, right? And we're going to say that this times this has to equal 0. So if cosine of x was 0, that would work. So we're going to say, well, cosine of x has to equal 0. And so does opposite sine x has to equal 0. Multiply both sides of this thing by negative 1, and we get sine of x is equal to 0. Here's the problem with this one. If we let sine of x equal to 0 and let this be 0 at the bottom, it's going to come back undefined, so that's not true. So we just have to deal with this part. And because we did not get this on an interval, that's the best answer that we can get for now. So I hope that was helpful to you guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. I appreciate it. Your comments are always welcome.